I'm gonna get all y'all. All y'all. You two ladies, every one of y'all. Every one. Oh, man, the brother grabbing me again. All right, hold on, please. Hey, the day of the Geechi is over.
Get out of my court.
The day of the Geechi is over. The day of the Geechi is over. The day of the Geechi is over.
All I know is trap. All I know is trap. All I know is trap. All I know. All I know is trap. All I know is trap. All I know is trap. All I know. All I know is trap. All I know is trap. All I know is trap. All I know. All I know is trap. All I know is trap. All I know is trap. All I know. Fresh on the scene from the 215. I am Geechi. Liberace here with Chise, my guy Davey J, and my man.
What's
Robbie
up, baby? The one and only. What's up? Talk to me, my man.
Family in the building tonight. You know, we in here bobbing. You know what I'm saying? We in the cave.
What's good, Geech?
What's up? You know what I mean?
You know, if you take the 2 E's from Geech and put 2 O's, it's Gooch.
Yeah.
Invisible bully, like the goose disappear. Vamoose, you whacked to me. Take them rounds back to the factory. I see. Yeah. Let's get into it. Davey!
Why they calling you Geechi right now?
You know,
It's a long story.
It's a long story.
It's a long podcast.
It's a long story.
That's a long podcast.
It's a lot of podcasts.
Give him the rundown.
Yeah, just give it short.
What's the origin? What's the short origin story?
Listen, man.
Go ahead, give him a rundown real quick.
Ace couldn't cut it anymore. Too emotional.
Ace took his ball and went home.
Ace screwed Ace.
That shit was in your fucking wristband.
Oh shit, I'm fried.
What happened?
That's lit. Yeah, that's Geechi shit. I had this shit. I made a wristband out of the motherfucker. You heard? But Ace couldn't cut it anymore. Ace screwed Ace. Now I'm here to save.
Ace took his ball and went home.
Yes, sir. Now we in the mix. Feel me?
What's good with you?
Shit, we in the cave. You know, we was talking about relationships and. You know, we was gonna get to another topic, but what was your question of the day, Chise? You wanted to get to?
I'm gonna say the question of the day for I want to say that for later. Honestly, but let's talk about
what we do here. We having open conversations.
Open conversations. Talk about whatever you want to talk.
Yeah, it's open. We're gonna touch on the we're gonna touch on the Alabama ban on abortions first. How you feel about that, Dave?
What we allowed to say on this joint?
Whatever the fuck you want.
It's unscripted. It's everything, bro. There's no filter. No chase on this.
I think it.
No chase. I like that.
I think it reflects.
Niggas high five.
I think it definitely reflects. Not a majority decision. I don't know if y'all seen the Chise. You're not on social media, but
Right.
I don't know if y'all seen the picture of all the people who voted or the people who was like the ones who passed the bill.
Say what it is.
It was a bunch of old white men, bro.
Yeah.
And it was like, I feel like what the plan is down there. It's like with the abortion thing. You know, black women and Latino women have the highest abortion rates.
Yes.
Right. So.
That's a good statistic that you brought up too.
They made it a felony, right? The abortion and stuff like that, right? So they made that a felony. So it's like the minority women have 2 decisions. You know what I'm saying? When they get pregnant, it's to risk getting booked. You know what I'm saying, on some crazy shit, or to have the baby and live in more poverty.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose, and the felony. Once you're a felon, you can't vote. What the fuck this nigga just do, bro?
Yo, he bit the top of a banana like that, cuz we don't do that.
You know what I'm saying? Kinky shit.
I'm sorry, bro. You said some heavy shit. But
I open it from the other way. I open it from the other way. I don't open it from where the stem. I open it from this way.
For everybody who can't see what's happening, Chise was opening, like he was peeling a banana, but he was doing it with his teeth.
Yeah.
Okay, shit tonight.
Yeah,
No,
man,
what
my
you saying,
fault,
Dave?
man. You was dropping some heat. My fault.
No. I was saying, what was I saying?
A lose-lose situation.
Yeah, there was a lose-lose situation.
You got water?
So yeah, I got some water.
All right.
What I'm sounding crazy?
Healthy snacks in the cave
Just
tonight.
making sure you good.
Yeah, we're snacking right now, people.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose situation, and felons can't vote, so you taking away a lot of the minority vote, And I feel like that's what they probably gonna try to do, just like state by state. You know what I'm saying? Just more restrictions and more restrictions. You see they doing it, not to get off topic, but they doing that shit with the gun shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this real quick, Dave. Do you feel like it's only gonna stop at Alabama?
Nah.
You think it's gonna spread?
For real, I think they can have all that shit. The South. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they was trying to get away, and you know what I'm saying, the whole Civil War and all that shit. To keep it a being, they can have all that, bro. Cause like, it don't matter to me.
What don't matter exactly?
Yeah, can you specify that? What you mean by that?
They wanted to secede, like they wanted to. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but they wanted to be their own shit, like their own country. You see?
Oh, you mean segregate?
Yeah,
segregate.
You know
okay, yeah.
And
it's always been like that because you remember the Confederate flag was
exactly.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
That's what I'm getting at. And Cali's trying to do that too, but not on the relationship. But I think they just like making a lot of bread, so they're trying to separate California into like two states.
Right.
Off topic, but yeah, that's what I was like. That's what I was getting.
That's a good point though.
That's what I was getting at. I wouldn't mind if that happened, cause like.
So obviously you think it's a agenda behind the.
Yeah,
the decision,
man. It's definitely an agenda, man.
How do you feel about it being 15.5 million of the abortions that happened since 1973? That's a lot of fucking kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with, telling women to do with her body, but I'm not necessarily all for, killing our babies, like, to that substantial number. Like, the next number closer to that was, like, 273, 100,000, and that was from, like, heart disease. And then you jump to 15.5 million for abortions. That shit is crazy.
Well, let me say this real quick. I'm not against abortions, bro. I know a lot of people are, they're raised like their religious beliefs, and were you raised like that, Ace?
As far as what?
Like abortions, like as far as like, because I know your family are like, you was raised Christian. How did that go in your household?
Well, my grandparents Jehovah's Witness. They started too late as far as trying to make me, be a part of that whole situation. So I kind of just grew up spiritual. But I never, like I said, I never was against it. You know what I mean? Or necessarily for it. It was more so always the decision was, on her if she wanted to keep it or whatever the case may be. It was always about, her body or whatever the case may be. I had to take the responsibility of putting myself in that situation and, getting her pregnant in the first place. So, and that's my whole thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not for, people telling women what to do with their bodies, but I just feel like, as people, we got to be more responsible. That's a lot of deaths, a lot of children, been killed. So I don't really feel that at all.
It is, but listen. With that being said, and that's an excellent point, but with that being said, it fucks me up that they actually banned this down there in Alabama simply because you guys heard of the Georgia Guidestones? No. Okay, so now the Georgia Guidestones is in Georgia. So what it is like a list. It's kind of like commandments, and what it is one of the rules on there is to keep the Earth's population under 500,000, I believe.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
So
coffins and all.
Right. So it kind of fucks me up that they actually passed this ban because that's what it is. Like, and with that being said, is like abortion, although it's not the best thing. Imagine all those people. What was the number again, Ace?
15.5 million.
That's the you got to think. It's already overpopulated on this earth already. So imagine adding another 15.5 million people, bro. So abortions also, it's a gift and a curse. It's good in a way, obviously, to keep down the population, but also if it takes away life too. But to me, I feel like, how can you really get attached to a child that's not even born yet? I'm confused about that. That's what I'm trying to say.
feel like it's something you gotta be a woman about. Like they carry that, you know what I mean? So it's probably an attachment that grows a connection only they know.
So don't get the abortion.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but you never know the situation. What if the girl was raped? Now she's pregnant. I mean, yeah, she's probably
she's attached to that baby.
Then
And if she is, then like that's her choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, basically, I guess we're all in agreement. It should be their choice, right?
I agree.
In those type of situations, I think when it's consensual between a man and a woman, like I think they're trying to pass something like Texas or something like that. They would, like you would need the father's written consent.
I think it should be consensual. I think it should be I think it should be something that's spoken about on both sides.
Right.
If y'all had consensual sex,
Right, absolutely.
if a person, to Rob's point, if the female was raped, and it's crazy because I actually deal with a female now who actually, that's how she wound up having her child. Her child's 7, and she got raped. So, and I can understand they're not, you know what I mean, like not really wanting that. And it's crazy because you would think that person would actually have an abortion faster, being as though, you know what I mean, it was forceful. Right. But I feel like that should be something that's talked about between both parties, the man and the woman. And
right.
You know what I mean? I don't think that it should be just like one-sided, like, oh, bitch, no, you need to just get rid of this fucking child. And I don't think that it should be like, no, I'm going to keep my child and I'm going to force you to be there.
Yeah,
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
I know a girl, I was in elementary school, it was a girl named Roberta. Crazy. She was in 5th grade. It was an abandoned building down the street from the school. 2 guys raped her. They was in their 20s.
Right.
One of them got her pregnant.
In 5th grade?
5th grade.
5th grade.
5th grade.
Can that happen?
Yes.
5th grade, bro. She
Yeah,
was
the
in,
period you can get
she was
pregnant.
in,
You know some
elementary
people.
school with that baby.
You know some people get their some women.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some girls get their period like at 9 years old, bro.
You get what I'm saying? So what if you think about it? What if she just wanted to abort that because she's like, too young for this?
That's
and
fine.
she can't.
Why can't she?
I'm just saying, what if she can't? What if that's the law? Like, and what if she
Oh,
can't?
well,
do
yeah,
that?
no, that's the nut shit.
You get what? Yeah,
That'd be the nut shit. But they don't, you
It's
know what I
like
mean?
situations like that happen, like
All the time.
around the corner from grandma crib. You know what I mean? Like I went to school right down the street from the Julia Ward Howe, right down the street from my grandmother's house.
Yes, this took place in Albany.
The abandoned house was literally a block away from the school. That's where she got raped at. Coming from school the day before.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's out of pocket.
She had the baby?
She had the baby.
Hey, yo. She ain't died?
No, she ain't died.
You talked to her lately?
Bro, the baby is like the same age.
Can you
as her,
imagine
bro.
having a fucking child at 10?
Hey, bro, like y'all both a dub right now.
Exactly.
Right. Without a doubt.
Yo.
But I said
Damn.
that situations like that really happen.
She's crazy, bro.
You get what I mean? Like that shit really happens. So
Yeah, no. That's corny.
for them to not take consideration into things like that, like I've seen quotes. So how social media play, they'll throw everything out. You don't know what's real, what's fake. But I've seen quotes out there that are like, oh well, if the rape, if she was raped, but that's not the kid's fault. So the kid, you know what I'm saying? Like things like that, and it's like, god damn, like.
Well, I mean, you look at the like that just goes back to that picture I was talking about. Look who voted on that. It's not like they ain't nothing. There's nothing there in their interest. You know what I'm saying, to protect that. So like, why wouldn't they further?
I seen a post by somebody that was like, that y'all say the rest of the world can't have abortions, but I bet y'all mistresses do. Stuff like that.
For sure.
Facts. For sure.
We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, I got to ask you a question. Like,
I had one too. Go
ahead. You can go first.
Oh no! Go ahead. Because what it is, that's my question is kind of deep. Go ahead, and it's going like kind of further the conversation even more. But go ahead. I wanted to hear your question though.
Sorry,
you can go first if it's going to further the conversation because I don't want to just straight change the subject.
Okay, all right. So with that being said, let me ask y'all this: do you feel like, if, and I believe I asked this question to this female the other day, if you're given, let's say if someone has a child and they give you away for adoption, would you resent that person based off of their like if the circumstances were fucked up? Like you know what I'm saying? Like in this case, the words though it's like, oh well, I was too young to have a child, or if a person wasn't maybe ready to have a child or something like that, and if y'all like, would you feel like that you would have some sort of obligation, or would you have some sort of like burning desire to want to like reach out to that person that gave you away? Like, is that like you think that's like an unforgivable thing if some?
Am I in this?
No, I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, like, not so much you yourself, but I'm just saying, like, do you feel as though that it's a unforgivable thing if someone gives, you know what I'm saying, like, give somebody up for adoption or something like that, and
under those circumstances,
under any of those circumstances,
like,
if I formed the question right, if I didn't, then I'm sorry.
I understand what you're saying.
Pretty much, if a person like me per se, if I was given up for adoption, would I resent the people who gave me up?
Yes.
Okay. That depends.
Under the circumstances of what you were saying, though, right? Like it would be fucked up that if you did keep them.
Yeah. Do you feel as though let me ask you like this? Do you feel as though you're rekindling with that person in your adulthood years or maybe your teenage years? Does it depend? Would you feel as though that it depends on what the circumstances were?
Of course.
I feel like that's something you don't understand until you're like
actually in that situation.
No, until you're like our age. You get what I mean? Like,
okay.
For example, I resented my pop for a long time for how he chose to live his life. But until you get older, you don't understand how hard it is out here and where those wrong turns can be made.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? So if you look at the act of giving someone up for adoption, looking for a family that is tight enough financially and mentally that they can actually raise your kid and give him a shot at life that you are unable to give them in the position that you're in, that's kind of better than just saying fuck it.
Yeah, because a lot of people say fuck it.
A lot of people say fuck it. That's actually a good act. That's being real. I'm not in the position to take care of them, so I need to look for someone who's good enough too, who I can trust to actually.
With that. Like I don't resent my mom or my dad.
Right. You know what I mean? But and when you're a kid, you can't help how you feel. You won't feel how you feel. You know? But when you get like with age we're at now, you can understand shit like that.
Right.
Like, of course, the ideal situation is to be able to raise your kid.
Right.
But things happen out here. Situations happen. Life happens. You gotta do what you gotta do.
So let me ask you this. So let me ask this real quick. With that being said, would you guys be understanding of a father that, because normally it's fathers that like skip town opposed to mothers, but mothers, it happens periodically, but the percentage is higher with fathers. If you're a father, would you guys understand like a guy who like skip town on his child? Like say if he has a seed, like he actually winds up impregnating a woman and he's like, I'm not ready to have this child, and he just doesn't stick around. Do you understand that more, or like is it more of an understandable thing also? Not even so much more, but is it an understandable thing also if a guy was to leave his child behind, although he's not equipped, even though he's not equipped to be a father? Or do you think that it's better if he just stuck around, even if he's in a fucked up position?
The me now just knows that you gotta do what's in your heart. You gotta do what's best for you.
We all live in that.
Yeah.
No, because honestly, and honestly, like we all know, like we're all friends with our friend Mia, and I had this conversation with Mia on so many different occasions, and not to get too personal with her business, but she was going through a rough patch with her father, and our father skipped town on her and her mother. But I was telling her, I was like, me and her had this conversation on plenty of occasions, and I was like, I actually, a lot of women resent men who do shit like that. They like, he's a piece of shit, and I'm like, I can't really call a guy a piece of shit. He just wasn't in a position to probably take care of that child, and it probably would have even made the situation even more complicated. You see what I'm saying? But some people are like, well, I feel like you need to just stick around and just take care of your responsibilities. How if I'm only making $100, maybe $200 a week?
I think it's time for me to chime in on this one.
Please.
Because I know this from experience. Now, it all depends on motives, and it all depends on the person, and it all depends on the situation. If that man decides that he want to skip town and decides he wants to come back years later after another man has stepped up to the plate and raised his child like his own, first of all, it should be a thank you, not give somebody your ass to kiss, because it's situations where kids can be raped, kids can be molested, kids can get killed, kids can be unsafe. And this child was in good hands. You see what I'm saying? And then if that person then decides that they don't want to take accountability for this particular thing and blame that guy that stepped up or the mother when they done nothing but be parents to this child, you know, that's another issue. You see what I'm saying? And then most kids or most parents that go away, they actually see their child as a check. So instead of going for actual wanting custody of the child, they'll go, to try to get off, child support, or to get the child to try to get child support off the mother, et cetera, et cetera. In those cases, when those people are away for years and years and years and years, it's no real connection there. It's no real bond there. So it's always something a little bit deeper or more to the story than the obvious of, oh, I miss my child or I love my child. Because at the end of the day, if you love your child, at the end of the day, you'll figure out how to make it work. Because kids don't really pay attention to money or what you necessarily do for them. At the end of the day, they want to make sure that their mom is there, their dad is there. That's all they really care about. They don't even have an understanding of what money really is until they get a little bit older. I know for me, I can't speak on anybody else, but I know for me, if I'm up, I got my kids. If I'm down, I got my kids. There's nothing that's going to take me away from my kids.
Right.
I'm not afraid to be vulnerable to my children and show my children that it is ups and downs in life, and we're going to go through shit, but we're always going to be able to bounce back. The motherfuckers that try to run and hide, they pussy to me. And they running away from the fact, and they running away from their responsibilities.
But listen. Listen, let me ask you this though. And I'm speaking on the behalf of not having children.
Right.
But
which is kind of you won't really understand until you do.
And that's what I was about to elaborate. I was about to tap into that. Honestly, and we talked about this here on the show before. That's why I said,
hold on. What the fuck's going on here?
It's a finger stinger, man.
You good?
Man, put that shit on and let him know.
That nigga was tapping out on the last one.
Who, me?
Yeah, you
Bro,
I got one rolled up right now. What y'all trying to do?
Spar. I want you to hold off on that.
All right, we're gonna hold off. All right, what's your question?
oh yeah, no, these niggas was having a cipher with the
I
blunt.
got hit with a Mayweather 3-piece. That fucking joint, that joint crazy.
But
fried. I know you fried too. It's cool. Go ahead, be real. You fried as shit.
I got hit with a
Look. I tried to pause on that. I tried to hit him with I tried to fucking pass the joint to him, and he couldn't reach it. So he fell back. He was like, all right, cool. And then you passed the shit to him. He got a little upset. He didn't want to hit the L. He fucking fried. He done. That's why he ain't trying.
he talking about it's a finger stinger, bro. He trying to pass it off. It's a finger stinger, bro.
It's a whole lot of weed left. What are you talking about?
Right, he good.
Come on, Chise. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get to it, nigga.
No,
you know what type time I'm on.
Nah, but
Geechi.
I can't do the stepdad thing, bro. That's what I was about to say. Like, I can't. I can't do that.
The listeners know.
But listen, can you really all right? To recant what you were just saying, you were saying that you feel
from my personal experience.
Right? No, and that's
I can't speak for everybody else.
That's fair.
From my personal experience, he was a fucking dick. Period.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. And this is on some real shit. And this not just even just for you, but I just feel in general. Like, I feel like if another man was like stepped up and took care of my child, I don't think I actually necessarily owe him a thank you. I feel like that was just a decision you choose to make because you wanted that woman, and with that woman came that child.
That's a good thing.
You know what I mean?
Here's what I'm saying. If you don't owe me a thank you, then I don't have to hear nothing. You see what I'm saying? Don't call me Dickie and dick riding. You know what I'm saying? Don't say you want to do this, say you want to do that. Don't be all extra. Don't be Joe. You know what I'm saying? Don't complain about shit or go behind my back or some shit like that. Or, even just ratting. Just trying to get me in situation. Like I said, some of these niggas, some of these baby dads, bro, these niggas be wanting they bitch back and they can't have them. And they salty. and they act like scoring baby moms. Like, I hear what you saying, but you gotta understand. We come from a different code. We come from a different era.
He always gonna have a piece. He always gonna have a piece of your girl, though, bro.
That's fine.
Always.
That's fine. I don't care. What
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
All these bitches been hit. It don't matter.
Yes.
At the end of the day,
and you know that, right?
At the end of the day, like I said, niggas be wanting they bitch back. And they can't get them,
right.
And they be acting funny,
right?
And the nigga would act funny. So I'm saying, so it's just kind of like I was always type of nigga like, all right, damn, I don't want to deal with a chick with a having a kid because you got to deal with their baby dads and all that shit.
Right.
Like just from experience, like you know what I mean. Just try to get me jammed or nut shit, hate on my relationship or try to invite her here or there. Just doing all extra shit, trying get her back or whatever.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to. You know what I mean? Then on the legal end, I'm not even gonna get in all that. Just little nut ass shit like that. Also, it's kind of like pick a side, my nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to hear nothing if that's what it is. Don't give me no attitude and tell me it's my fault and all this other extra shit because you wanted to go be a bum. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with me, bro. That's all your choices, bro. You see what I'm saying?
I agree. I understand. I understand with that.
So don't hold me accountable for your actions and the shit that you do because I had nothing to do with that. So therefore, nigga, if you're going to say anything or talk about me in any type of way, nigga, you should be fucking thanking me. Yeah. Because don't be saying little nut shit when a nigga, like I said, a nigga handle shit and did what he was supposed to do out of the kindness and being genuine because I'm that type of nigga. You see what I'm saying? I didn't do it for no kudos, but at the end of the day, don't be saying little nut shit and not addressing the real shit. If you're going to be saying anything about me, it should be some positive shit, not no nut shit. That's what I'm saying as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I understand. It's kind of the same thing as like Lorenz Tate on Dead Presidents. Remember he went away to the war. He went away in to the army and he came back and what was his name? Clifton Powell, the one who played Pinky on Friday. Remember he was taking care of Lorenz Tate's his family when he came. You seen Dead Presidents before, right?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like one of them type of things. Like he was like I'm daddy, I'm Santa Claus, nigga. Like one of them type of things. Like I'm not doing that. Like
yeah, nah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not. It's too much friction for me. It's too much friction. I'm not doing that.
Niggas sat down before anything and tried to make shit work, and shit just didn't work. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's all it really was.
The reason why I don't want to play
I got my own children now. Like
the reason why I'm cool. I'm on playing stepdad, bro, because there's far too many women out here who are childless, and a lot of niggas out here don't think that they're. Why are you passing it to me?
Oh shit!
Y'all niggas is fried turkey.
Go ahead.
No, pause. Nah, I don't got no more bananas. Pause. Y'all niggas is ripped. These niggas is ripped.
Yeah, some fire.
Yeah. No.
So let me. So the question I wanted to ask, what? And I know we discussed this off the air. We discussed this on the phone. What is the difference between being a father and a dad? Go.
Anybody wanna?
You the only one with kids here.
Anybody can be a dad. I think father is their day in and day out. You know, that's the difference right there for me. I think a father, it's a nonstop grind, bro. Like I was just FaceTiming my kids when you got here. It's never no breaks. There's never no ends. But your dad, your dad can fucking come around every other Sunday.
Yeah, I agree. I wanted to hear your analysis on it because, like I said, you're the only one out of all four of us that has, children.
Yeah.
Dave, how you feel about that? How do you feel? Not even so much how you feel, but what's your point of view on that? What do you think is the difference between a father and a dad?
This nigga Rob going through it over there.
No, I'm listening. I'm good.
No, the cue to being, I just think it's vernacular for me. Like, it just depends on like. I feel like that definition that he said could be switched around. It just depends on what words you want to use.
Was your father more of a father or was he more of a dad to you?
That's
I
heavy.
don't know the.
It's a big difference, bro.
I don't know the difference.
Just like a mother and a mom, like your mom birthed you, but your mother is somebody who actually nurtured you, just like your father, just like a father and a dad. That's what I'm saying. So, what, as far as your father, if it's too personal, that's cool. You can wave a white flag, but
I just didn't. I don't know the. You know what I mean the.
You never thought about this?
No, I have. It's just the words that y'all are using, like mom and mother. I just felt like they were interchangeable. I didn't know that y'all had like different definitions.
Yeah, like your mom is. You know what I mean? That's my mom. That's, you know what I mean? Like that's the lady that had me.
Brought me into this world.
Right, but your mother is your nurturer, the one, just like your father is your nurturer, and your dad is
Been
just
there, day in,
exactly
day out.
somebody who brought you up. You're 26 years old, Dave. So a person that brought you up and instilled morals and integrity into you, and you understand what I'm saying? Like,
it's a difference.
that's what I'm saying. Like, which one do you feel as though your parents were, or just your father, or just whichever one you want to elaborate on?
Well, I mean,
Or do you feel as though, real quick, do you feel as though that there was another family member that was wrapped in one outside of them?
nah,
It could be a cousin, it could be a grandma, it could be anybody. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I definitely felt like my mom was my mother and my pop was my father. You know what I mean?
So it never was on some, oh, that's just my mom and that's just my dad. It was.
I'm glad.
Sometimes, because like, just going back to, like what you were saying earlier about pops. You know what I'm saying? Like, not blah blah blah. Like, I didn't establish a real relationship with my father till like my biological father till like a couple years ago. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? And that's I wouldn't even consider it like really a relationship. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they got me in this group chat right now with like a bunch of family members who I just don't know
Right.
who they are. You know what I'm saying?
So do you feel like your stepfather was more of a father to you than obviously your real father?
Yeah, absolutely.
Your real dad.
Yeah, because I don't. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't feel like of my biological pop. I don't feel like I got none of his like whatever he instilled. You know what I mean, he got 4 other kids besides me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, he had me, and you know whatever happened, whatever the case was. Blah,
Do you
blah.
know any of them? Your
Yeah.
other siblings?
I see them. You know what I'm saying? If I go down there on the holidays, if I go down there for Christmas, like I'll see like 1, maybe 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? They a little younger than me. They in college, like doing shit. So
All of them younger?
no. I'm my pop's oldest kid. Like,
Okay.
I think he had 2 other kids with this chick, and she already had 2 kids.
Okay.
I think that's what happened. So altogether, he said he got 5 sons.
I can tell you that my grandma raised me, and my grandpa and my other grandma.
Same
raised me.
here.
You know, my parents were young. I actually grew up with my parents, so it was like, you know, I could understand why my mom wanted to still live her life and club and party. You know, my grandma made that easy for her. Same thing with my pop. You know, my grandma, Ev, you know, rest in peace. She basically stepped in for me also.
Right.
So between them and my grandpa, you know, they brought me up. So, you know, I can understand. You know what I mean? And I still battle with it to this day because I think I'm so passive when it comes to my mom because I love her spirit when I'm around her. But I don't address like my issues with her personally.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I kind of let her slide because I do love her so much.
You tilt more towards your grandma when it comes to personal issues and stuff.
Absolutely.
Right,
I've done everything with my grandma.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, and it's kind of crazy. It took me actually losing like my grandmother and missing that time to be like, okay, all right, I know this is a part of life. I know how this feels.
Right.
Now. Okay. I got to be here and stay close to them and be that, you know, they raised me and, you know, I needed them my whole life.
Right.
Now they need me on their way out. So
Right.
now I got to be here and make sure they're straight. So I kind of took that. Once I really took on that job, it kind of like made it okay. You know, life is really, shit comes really full circle in the day. So it's kind of crazy.
And everything, and then I know you still keep in contact with your father and everything too, with your dad and everything.
he actually he live up here. Yeah, that's my guy. Yeah.
It's crazy because everybody at this table had a man in their life. I didn't. My dad was killed at I was 9.
Right.
So I had to like.
How was that for you?
It was it was tough. When I say it like that, it's like nobody taught me how to like drive. That was like everything was like a self tutorial. You know what I mean? Like
You had to YouTube your whole life.
no, not necessarily. That would have been ass. I would have been a robot at that point. But no, I'm just saying like at 9 years old, you don't really understand. You know what I'm saying? Like you know that person isn't there anymore, but going through life, going through school, females, just being like an everyday man, like, you know what I mean? Like getting getting a wind behind your back and shit like that, like actually going out and like facing the world. I had to like learn that on my own, bro. Like
Trial and
error, observing. I was always observing, so I always observed.
You never like fuck with like your mom's like boyfriends and nothing like that?
My mom never could keep a steady boyfriend.
So you would never like fuck with nobody or get to know?
No, because they were pretty much just there to just probably, do their thing, have sex, probably, you know what I mean, stick around for a little bit, but.
And G-Mom never been with anyone or had anybody?
My grandpa, but I wasn't close with my grandpa though. My grandpa was abusive when he was back when he was with my grandmom though. He was abusive, so like he used to fight my grandmom and shit. You know what I mean? So
when he was out, you was just on some shit like you ain't care, or did you?
I didn't. Well, see, the thing is that, and then also my grandpa was he was Islamic, so a lot of his his morals and his point of view, like his perspective on life was just real Islamic. You know what I mean? Like on some shit like that. And I feel like Islam is very extreme, and that's something I would have had to have tapped into. And I was, I was young. I didn't want any of that shit like pushed on me or anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, y'all guys were fortunate to like have like, you know what I mean? Like, man, even with you, age, like you said, like, you know what I mean? Like you had your daddy, you also had your grandpa, but your grandpa was more, active, and Dave, like you said,
here's the thing though, like my pop wasn't really like around when niggas started getting in the mix, and then my grandpa was old and stuck in his ways and doing what he was doing, so I still had to go out there and like learn from trial and error also, but as far as that,
you still had a manly presence. You still had like a man's presence in your life though.
Honestly, bro, my grandpa, like we were just talking about earlier, I didn't really understand. I wasn't really close to him when I was coming up like that. It's like, he was only present, like, as far as, like, when I was a young boy checking my homework or whatever. But when I got old enough to go outside and all the other shit and be out in the mix, like, it wasn't real. Like, the person that really, was, end all be all was my grandma. She was on my ass. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I still had to, like, get that from trial and error out there, because I was yearning for that had my pop at certain moments, you know what I'm saying, when he was doing him. So and that was between that 15 18 range, and that's probably like one of the toughest like
that's real vital. It's important, because that's when you're like transitioning in from being a teenager about to become like like the early stages of an adult. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta imagine me not having a manly presence in my life since 9 years old. I'm 31 now, bro. That's a long time, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's crazy. It's crazy, bro. Like, not being able to have, like I said, like a male's presence there is like that was.
Let me ask y'all this.
Mm-hmm.
Arthur's returning back on TV, and one of the characters on there is getting married to another man.
Arthur, like the TV show, like the cartoon?
Yeah. I wanted to know how you thought about the cartoon coming back and highlighting like gay marriage. I guess to basically our children or kids.
Anybody, Rob or Dave, anybody care to want to tap into to the gay marriage conversation?
It's okay to be gay.
You said it's okay to be gay?
Mm-hmm.
How you feel, Rob?
I think people free to live how they want to live. I don't have a problem with it. If that's how you want to live, then go for it.
But do you think putting it like we get at, and I feel that also, but to like put that out there as far as in a children's show, like
that's
I feel
extreme,
like
bro.
Before they really know like
bro,
how
they
to
put regular shit that you wouldn't like, the shit that's like regular to us, but like it's extreme though. You know what I'm saying? Like a relationship is a relationship. I feel like I think our generation, maybe the generation behind us, will be like the last of like homophobic. You know what I mean? I'm sure it'll always, you know what I'm saying, it'll still be around, but I feel like we probably the last, you know what I'm saying? We probably the last wave of people who like might not have been accepting of, you know what I'm saying, all sexualities. You know what I'm saying? Cause
I understand that. I understand where I understand where you're coming from. Right,
like
right.
All the racism, you know what I'm saying, is kind of, you know what I'm saying, dying out. Like we starting to see like the last of, you know what I'm saying, motherfuckers who was alive during the 50s and shit like that, participating in fucking niggas up and all that. You know what I'm saying? They about to die and all that shit.
Now let me say this. I don't feel like homosexuality. I'm not like repelled by like homosexuals, but I feel as though it's one of the most unnatural things that actually happens in this country. I feel like lesbianism also, and also homosexuality is like very unnatural. Two women being together or two men being together, I don't feel it. Like, obviously we were placed here to reproduce. Like, none of us would be here today if two homosexuals.
Natural, bro. Homosexuality has been around since the beginning of niggas. Like,
but it's unnatural though. All I'm trying.
It's unnatural.
You cut me off before I was done. But what I'm trying to say is that this how you know it's so unnatural. None of us would be here if it wasn't for two people from both genders coming together. So you can't create fucking life being a woman and a woman or a man and a man. Like, that's just unnatural. That's just not how it goes. Now, you have free range to do what the fuck you want to, and I think that that's the type of country that we live in nowadays. And I feel as though people are very sensitive to that, to where as though it's like, oh, well, you know, you can live however you want to. Yeah, you can, but nevertheless, and a lot of people be like, well, you know, I'm not against homosexuality, but what if a homosexual guy came up to you and tried to approach you? You would probably want to fight at that point, right?
Me?
Anybody?
Would I want to fight him? No.
You would. So you telling me you would be on some shit like you'll give him the green light?
Nigga, come on, bro. Why would you just get that way though?
I'm just.
Like, he drawn.
I'm not drawn.
Why couldn't I say no? But you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm saying, why gotta keep me drawn?
Because I'm saying I'm saying like,
bro.
Is it? But that's what I'm.
Bro,
that's
I'm not just on tilt if a nigga come up and try to, you know what I mean, like approach me on like he don't like forever. He don't. You know what I mean? He don't know me from a can of paint. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I can't be. I can't be. But so offended, like
now,
you know
if you check the nigga and say nah, I'm good, and he come at you again,
and he's still pressing me, and then it's just like, you know what I mean, then I man up, you know what I'm saying? It's like, look, bro, I told you what the fuck it was, bro, you know what I'm saying? But off bucks, I'm not just going at him off rip.
She's you going at
she's somebody mad off bucks.
You coming at a nigga?
No,
off
I'm
rip,
not going. No, because I feel like there are some homosexual men out here who believe in converting straight men into homosexuals.
Yeah.
Just like there are some females out here who are like lesbians that actually have the agenda of converting straight women into lesbians.
But if you can't be converted, like,
I understand that, but I'm just saying that. But nevertheless, though, I don't know if I see, like, I don't know if it's more natural and normal for a guy to actually be hanging out the window coming at females, opposed to a guy hanging out the window coming at other niggas walking down the street.
That's how niggas is coming at niggas.
That's what I'm. But that,
like, I feel like it's like, I mean, if you getting approached by a gay nigga, you there for it. Like he coming at you because you probably.
You
in that setting.
But
like,
that's
you know
what I'm
mean?
trying to say though. So you place yourself in that. You place yourself in that situation.
Bro,
but
I wouldn't be in Woody's, bro.
right. So that's what I'm saying. If a guy came up to you on the street, that's what I'm trying to say.
Like
He just
on the block?
he just spontaneously came up to you and like that's not weird. Like a nigga just If you in
can't
Woody,
say it's weird.
if you in Woody's,
You
I
say
can.
it's abnormal.
It's strange, but nigga, if you in Woody's and you get approached by guy and you get approached by some gay man, I get it.
You getting out.
Right, for sure. Shit. But if you just walking down the street, you waiting for the bus or some shit like that, or you pumping your gas and the dude came up to you, the dynamics change.
Yo, you out of pocket, yo. Yo, stop.
Oh,
My
shit.
man not on tilt when somebody
Oh,
trying to come at him,
man.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
What's up, baby?
Alright,
The one
since
and
you wanna
only.
play,
What's
alright,
up?
since you
Talk
wanna
to me,
play,
my
since
man.
you wanna play, alright.
Talk to me, my
What
man.
happened when a bodybuilder type motherfucker come at your bitch right in front of you? What you gonna do then?
You said a bodybuilder what?
Buy a husky nigga like 350. Come at your bitch right
What
in
that
front of you,
mean?
grab her ass, all that. What you
Grab
gonna do?
her ass?
Yeah.
Bro, honestly, the muscles that doesn't have, because for one, niggas bleed just like us. So, and just because he's a bodybuilder, it don't mean that nigga know how to fight. That don't mean that. He just muscular. Some niggas are just muscular, but for just show. But nevertheless, though, I think
All right. If the
Real
nigga,
quick,
nigga's Brock Lesnar, a nigga like that.
I don't know. I mean, I would have to get placed in that situation to be quite honest. I wouldn't
Bro,
back.
you folding, bro.
I'm not fooling.
Because anybody folding, unless you got that shit on, then I'm not folding. But if it's just me and it's a nigga like Brock, and he smack my bitch ass, bro.
You just letting him rip.
Bro, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna try to base him and that's it. I'm not gonna start.
That's real rap.
But that's crazy though, because if Brock see you every fucking day, he gonna smack your bitch ass, and she gonna leave your punk ass.
She not gonna leave.
She gonna roll.
Bro, first off, she not gonna keep letting, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not gonna happen. I wouldn't be placed in that predicament every day, Brock Lesnar smacking my bitch ass. For one.
Well, we hypothetically speaking right now, but
that would only happen but one time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, because she leaving you after that.
She
routing.
She definitely probably route.
She routing.
Bro, she routing because a random nigga who's clearly superior came up.
No,
and like,
bitches want to feel protected.
It's
wanna feel protected,
but it's a
but
it's a
You
mindset
get
though.
beat the fuck up in front of your bitch, she will never look at you the same.
But
Bro, what the fuck I'm supposed to do again? Like we together probably couldn't beat Bull, bro. Like, and if she want to leave me for that, then that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But just know that the next nigga that you with not gonna beat him either. Like
some situations that gotta be like exceptions.
Yeah, like you gotta go beat with him now.
Like I get it, they want to feel protected, but this nigga not only is a fucking big ass 350,
Right,
he's
bro.
a UFC champion on top of it, so
Right,
we
bro.
know he can fight. And he can beat
Like,
much
that's a
tougher
L,
than me.
bro. That's
So
a
what the
super
fuck you want me
L.
to do? Yeah,
You gotta park him. That's the only
so you feel as though you just gotta kill him.
You gotta shoot him off first, bro.
And if you don't
I'm
got
not
that,
getting no
you just
physical
gotta
altercation
take
with
that
that nigga.
L.
Yo,
He would destroy me.
jeez, I'm not rumbling Brock. No, fuck that. Hey, babe, look, run a little quick, run a little faster next time nigga try to touch you.
Oh shit. He smacked your ass.
Hey, nigga, I said
smacked
stop.
your ass.
I think that's a psychological thing though. I'm not saying to sit there and trade blows with fucking Brock. I'm not saying like, yo, you need to try to whoop his ass. I'm just saying nevertheless though, you just gonna let him come up and you ain't gonna say
Like
nothing
I said,
to him?
I said I would try to base him, and that's as far as I'm going.
Hey, nigga, fuck you.
Like, yo, bro, what the fuck you doing?
Fuck out of here, nigga.
Right.
Come on, baby.
Then
Come on, baby. Come on, get the fuck out of here, baby.
Like, if he just be like,
Pussy.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's done already. Like, it's already done. Like, you can't take it back. It's done. Well, I'm gonna
Fucking
get my ass whooped too.
fucking Roman Reigns, you nigga.
He already did it.
That's crazy.
He did it, bro.
She rolling.
Bro, she not, bro.
She rolling.
Bro, and then
Yo,
she doing what we say.
You ever been in a situation
What
with a
we
bitch
say?
and she be like, hold up, nigga, no, fuck all that. No, my brother right here, my boyfriend right here, he gonna fuck you up. You go outside, like 8 niggas all, yo, whoa.
You not signing
That's
me
crazy.
up for that rumble. You go fight him then.
Oh wait, hold. I don't even know.
Are y'all fighting?
even know her.
And that's a good. That's a good question. Are you
even know her.
Listen? Are you fighting for any like would you fight for any girl that's like your girlfriend? Like honestly,
My wife, yes.
Your wife.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It depends on.
So
It
you
depends on situations.
So let me.
It don't even be about them.
So
It start becoming personal.
Right.
So if you get parked, she becomes a widow, but she moves on and lives her life with another nigga, and you 6 feet.
Here we
You
go.
6 feet
This
under.
nigga, man.
I mean,
Here we go.
bro, what's the situation? Like, you gotta ask yourself that. Like, it's not just
Like I said, look, somebody. I tell you a story. The story time, right? Moving the block.
You get parked. You and some Stacey Adams in a pine box.
Chill.
All she gonna do is be like, "I loved it, did him," and
Right.
now it's like, but now she
gonna be
fucking.
sucking fuck
She gonna be
somebody
sucking and fucking somebody else. So is it really worth it?